Quarantined Comedian. Hello, beautiful people of the world. This is Quarantined Comedian with me, your host, Ali Weinstein. Today I took inspiration for my hair from the Star Wars movies because our guest is South African, Italian, geek, Vittorio Leonardi. If you've ever heard about the starving children in Africa, today you just might find out where all Africa's food is going. He was once in an alien movie called District 9, but only because they were shooting on his street. Guess who was the alien? Hi, hello.
Hi, hello. I am the alien,
Yeah?
yes.
That's nice.
I wish I was the alien.
Yeah, who was the
Yes,
alien?
I'm Vittorio. The alien, jeez. The alien in the film, I actually met him, his name is Jason. Very, very cool dude. I wish I got to play his part. He got to do all the prosthetics and all the freaky stuff.
Fun.
And I was background actor, MNU employee, so hey.
Oh, that's it.
All my geek.
I'm so happy that you're now here with us doing this interview. Are you ready to go
Thank you.
through introductory round?
Yes, indeed I am.
Yeah, cool.
I will introduce
Then
myself.
let's go into the round number one. Round number one, the about.
Cool. Yeah, my name is Vittorio Leonardi. Full name Vittorio Aldo Leonardi. So I'm Italian and a triple word score in
I love
Scrabble,
how you went
which
into
helps.
answering before I asked you the question, but that's absolutely
Oh, okay. Well, it's being premature is not the first time that's happened.
I'll take it as a compliment. You just saw a pretty lady and now we are where we are. But yes, please keep explaining or keep telling us about yourself. Where you're from? What's your style of comedy? What do you do?
Let's see. I'm originally grew up in South Africa my whole life. I've been here. Occasionally they let me out, but usually I come back here because there's visa issues involved. And let's see. I was born and raised in South Africa. I grew up in the small northern Free State town called Warrenton. Well, called Welkom. I was born in Warrenton in the Northern Cape. So I went from extreme desolation to only slight desolation. Welkom is. How do I put it? It's a semi-arid region, and they decided this is a good place to do farming.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, people love a challenge, and apparently the people who live there do as well. So my parents, two Italian Roman Catholic parents, and decided that the ideal place to raise a child was the Free State, which was free in name only.
So you said fuck it and you went to Joburg instead.
Yeah, I mean, that was the thing. I mean, when I turned 18, I decided I need to follow this dream that I had, which was to be an actor. I wanted to be an actor because originally I wanted to be Luke Skywalker.
Oh.
But that job was taken.
Yeah.
Yes, no, because Star Wars had a massive, massive influence on my life. And so then became a geek in a town where I think it was me and maybe two other people that were geeks. They had us on rotation, so everybody got beaten up evenly. And so I went off to study drama at Pretoria Technikon, which was still called Pretoria Technikon at that stage. It has now changed its name to Tshwane University of Technology, or TUT,
Yeah.
which I don't think there was a meeting on when they decided on that name. Or if there was, they just didn't hear the dude who went... So went to study drama, and then about 2 years in, I sort of fell into stand-up comedy because, when you're studying drama, you want something solid to fall back on.
That's nice. Well, how would you describe your style of comedy?
It's observational. A lot of it is very much taking a lot of stuff at face value. So somebody will say, "I bought real tomatoes today," as opposed to all those fake ones that you see on the shelves.
I've read on one of your interviews that your first gig was something about the farm.
Oh, yes. On the 27th of August, 1999, it was a Friday, I went... No, you don't forget dying this hard very easily. I went to do my first gig at a venue called the Funny Farm. It was at the Randburg waterfront. Mm-hmm. Sadly, the gig's no longer around. And went on and did 5 minutes and died. Quite spectacularly. It was a decent death. I had so much adrenaline going through me that normally you get the shakes and your hands shake, but my hands, I clearly remember they were shaking this much.
Damn.
And I remember looking at it, and I was doing stuff about Star Wars. It was convenient, so I remember looking at it and go, "Geez, you use the Force, Luke." And I mean, that got a laugh, which was nice. And then from there, it was just a case of doing the set and doing it well. And I remember I went back every week for 9 weeks, every Friday, learning the skills, improving the set, and just building it over and over. And then eventually, finally, it's getting laughs, getting the mechanism in. And yeah, that's 20 and some odd years later.
20 and some.
Yeah, August this year will be 21 years I've been doing this.
Congrats. You're basically in your anniversary year.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it was a weird thing. 21 years is coming. I did 20 years last year, and it was weird. For my 20 years, I was like, there was just a gig that I went out and did, and thanked everybody via YouTube and to the fans and whatnot.
Should have done a show,
54
man.
of them. Yeah, I wanted to, but there's always the financial implication of that, of which there weren't any. And that's always the fun thing. It's like, people tell you they're your fans, but then getting them to actually show up at the gig, it's like, so by fan, what do you mean exactly? Is it a passive thing, or it's like when grandparents, they go, oh yes, there's him, yeah, he's a good boy.
You've been on stage a lot, and in your like Facebook and all over, you have this hashtag Tale from the Stage, and in the round number 1, I usually ask a person to tell a short story about something. And from you, I would really ask you to tell us your favorite story from that hashtag, or just any other tale from the stage. Like your favorite
tales
one.
From the stage.
Craziest, sweetest, funniest, anything.
I remember when, you know, this, as you do stand-up, you hit these plateaus when you know, okay, I'm actually doing this right, I'm on the right track. And I'd been doing it for about maybe a year. And there was a venue, pretty much for Johannesburg's stand-up comedy at least, the venue to play was Hurricane's Action Bar in the Fourways Mall. It was one of the few like actual comedy venues. It was a weekly comedy night, and there were only maybe 3 running at the time in the whole town. So I was doing a gig, and I did this bit. I can't remember what it was. I think it was something about South Park. I used to do an impression of Cartman, and there was various other things. And when I did it, this roar came off of the crowd that I literally felt it push me back. And the way I can describe it is, it's like finding lightning in a bottle. It's like it's something that if I could bottle it and sell it to manic depressives, there would be no depression anymore. It's like flying without wings, and it was an amazing. I clearly remember the sound. And it was one of those things where I was like, please, why the hell was there no recording of that? Because for every other gig, when a gig doesn't go well, that's the one I want to go, let's put this on. See, those 400 people say you're full of shit. Just, damn it.
That's brilliant.
That was an amazing feeling.
That's brilliant.
That was truly awesome.
Thank you for sharing this story. I feel like every comedian is searching for a story like that in his life, just to record it and then, like, I don't know, jerk their egos off during bedtimes.
No, not just bedtime. Why confine yourself to one time of day? Oh, no.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
I may have said too much.
Round number 1, and are you ready to go into the round number 2?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, round number 2. Round number 2, truth serum. In round number 2, I'm going to ask you a series of questions catered to you, and something I've gathered, and I'm very curious about. Are you ready?
Okay. Sure. Cool.
Okay. So you have a show and a podcast called It's All Geek to Me, correct?
Yeah, it's the one-man show is It's All Geek to Me, and the podcast is Urbane Myths.
Yeah. So and most of your audience identify themselves as geek. So what percentage of your audience you think have ever touched a woman, and how many of them never will?
Since I know them, I can say at least 70% of them have definitely touched a woman. Many of them have not pressed charges in return, which was nice.
Oh, that is nice.
The ones that never will, it's weird. I know some really weird geeks, and some of them are married. So clearly the climate has changed and the world is friendlier to geeks now. Because I can remember a time where, yeah, like I said, there were 3 of us in the whole town, and it's nobody really mentioned it in case it was a trap and you got beaten up.
I am a very closeted geek because I was very ugly duckling in high school, and then I had to develop a personality, and this came in, and yeah, I was very confused. It was very confusing times in my life, but yeah, I don't generally share that I know all the like independent comics books.
Oh, that's not a bad thing at all. Jeez. That's an awesome thing. I mean, did you ever get this? When people find out that you're a geek, they're like, a girl and it's a geek?
So I've obviously touched a woman because I went through puberty. And but yeah, that's
fantastic. If there's I know any geeks who are watching this right now going, don't stop now.
Okay. Okay, are you ready for the second question?
Yes, indeed.
In your stand-up, you used to say that instead of wars, the leaders of the countries, they should come together and have a 5-minute stand-up battle against each other. Which is a great idea. Geez. This is not a question yet. Now, if President Putin and Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un were to fight each other like that, which one of your best jokes you would land for the battle and to whom?
Wow. What joke would I lend? I would never presume to lend material to Vladimir Putin. Anyone that can ride without a shirt on a horse, and it just, no, man, no, I would never presume on our friendship. But Kim Jong-un, wow. I would definitely lend him the material, the horror movie material, specifically, the apocalypse material about, well, the joke works like this. I would say to him, well, it's a question that I think he could pose to Vladimir Putin that would give him that second he needs just to throw in a zinger. And it works like this. I've always been told that the apocalypse, when it hits, will happen at midnight, usually December 31st. And I always wonder, so does it start in Australia and burn its way around the world as time passes? I mean, it means that for 24 hours, most of us could at least stay ahead of the death wave. I mean, there's going to be a bunch of stoners watching a wall of fire, sitting there going, dude, I'm not the only one seeing this, right? It's getting warm. No, just take a few steps to the right. Okay, yeah, this is fine. Okay, we can tan the other side now. Because I would love, because I mean, it would be annoying that if it hits midnight in Australia, bang, everybody else dies. That means some of us are on our way to a New Year's Eve party, or we're just finishing up something, getting ready for a New Year's Eve party, and we'll be sitting there. Suddenly, boom, we disappear and appear in whatever existence there is. Going, what the. And there's a really embarrassed whatever deity it is on the other side going, dude, sorry, it's like the gun just went off. I was cleaning it and here we are. So here, have this, you'll feel better.
That's a cool joke. I absolutely love that joke. I heard it before from you.
Thank you.
I loved it. And I know that there is more to it. So come, please check him out. But it's a good joke. Why would you let it to North Korea?
Because I reckon they need all the help they can get, because I've seen their nuclear missile program, and at this point it feels like he's just going to get the entire population of North Korea to build a bomb and then get the entire population to throw it at whoever they don't like, because the missile tends to go Zee!
So that would be a charity thing for you.
Yeah, I mean it's you got to share goodwill. It's about goodwill. And I mean, it's you got to make sure if it's just an exhibition stand-up comedy battle. If the world hinges on this, that's no. I don't want to go down in history as the comic who got Kim Jong-un to win. That's like winning Best Supporting Actor in 12 Years a Slave. You don't want to be known as the best racist.
Oh, okay, that's a great idea. Okay, I have a third and final question for that round. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Well, now you kind of know what those questions are all about. So I assume you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
So also in one of your interviews, a journalist asked you, which superhero would you actually want to be? And you've answered Predator. So
Oh, the
yeah,
Predator.
the question is, what do you see on this picture and why?
Oh, wow. There's a couple of things there. I see one of the jet fighters from Robotech. That looks like something off of the SDF-1.
Hopefully.
Or it's like, or actually there was a video game on PlayStation 1 I used to play called Parasite Eve 2. That looks like the final form of the thing that kept kicking my ass at the end of the game, like very well. Yeah.
Well,
it is looking like a very buff alien.
I hope all the psychiatrists who have been watching us have evaluated Vic by now, because it's time for us to go into round number 3. Are you ready for that?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, round number 3. Round 3, classic lightning round. In round number 3, it's a classic lightning round. We had a lot of fun in round number 2, I feel like. But now, brace yourself, because you'll have 10 seconds to finish a classic setup or a version of a classic setup.
Okie dokie.
Okay, I'm setting up the timer, and I'm going to tell you when... Oh, Jesus. That's a remote control for my vibrator. I'm sorry, I need to redo that.
You as well?
Yeah, you know. Since I think it's the geekiness in me. Okay, 10 seconds on the clock. And the first setup is, why is 6 afraid of 7? 10 seconds.
Because 7's just an angry, angry number. You should have seen how he blew 9.
Well, if he's blowing numbers, some might like it.
Away. That was the word I forgot to throw in.
I think when I found this joke, the original punchline was because the 7 is a registered 6 offender. I don't know who came up with that, but whoever did that, good job. Okay.
Yeah. Well, 7, 8, 9, but he doesn't call you the next day.
Okay, the second setup is, what do you get when you cross a woman and a telephone? 10 seconds. You have 10 seconds
Someone
to
that
think
might
or think
actually-
out loud.
Someone that actually returns my calls and maybe won't put me in the friend zone.
That's a little sad. Don't you have a wife?
Yes, I do. But I always remember, like, I've heard some killer friend zone lines in my life. Like, there's just no spark, so I burnt her house down. You're not the lid for my pot, and said I didn't realize you were a cauldron. Let's be friends, and friends is right up there with the word nice.
That's just a geek's path, isn't it?
Yes, it is the path we walk until hopefully one day a radioactive spider bites us and we don't die.
That's why I now sleep with men. They're more grateful. Okay. The third question is, the third setup is, there are 2 types of people in the world. Make it your own in 10 seconds.
There are 2 types of people in this world. Those who wear masks and those who have my fist as a mask.
You're very particular about your precautions with coronavirus, aren't you?
Well, I figure that, once you're spitting up teeth, someone will actually get it into their heads. Oh, I'm taking this seriously. Oh.
Okay. Don't ever get the geek angry, because this is what you're going to get.
I just thought of another answer for that. Says there are 2 types of people in this world: those who can work the ejector seat and those who understand the sound of pull up, terrain.
That's nice. Okay, that was all for round number 3, and you did marvelously. Now you have 5 seconds to look at your camera and tell our viewers absolutely anything you want to shout out or promote or tell them. 5 seconds, you go.
Cool. Well, hi, my name is Vittorio, and I've got a one-man show that I've released for free on YouTube. It's called It's All Geek to Me. Like the name says, it's about being a geek and my path to geekdom. Share, enjoy, like, subscribe. It's a hell of a lot of fun. It's an hour and 16 minutes where you don't have to think about what you're going to bake next.
Oh, thank you so much. And I think it was actually on time. Thank you so much for participating in this. And it's been a pleasure
Thank
getting to
you.
know you and stalking you on Facebook and actually talking to you.
That's not a problem. It's fabulous to meet someone that I can stalk right back.
So this is a very sort of geek pleasantries, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Facebook was invented so that we could stalk people without the jail time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for this, and have a
Thank
great
you.
rest of the day.
You too.
And this was Vittorio Leonardi, and that was marvelous. And I'm going to put the link down below for you to see his show, and I'm going to put everything about him down below. Please subscribe to this channel as well, Quarantined Comedian. We're going to have somebody from a different country next time. And that was me, your host, Ellie Weinstein. Have a good rest of the day. Quarantined Comedian.